Hey everybody, Paul here, and I've got a report here. Typically when I do my videos, I like to share things that are kind of awesome and inspiring, but today's report's not going to be that way. We've had some fires happening in Arizona, and you can see behind me the aftermath of one of the biggest fires in the state's history. They're calling it the bushfire. And I'm standing right here by a sign talking about fire restrictions, and I'm sure these restrictions were already in place before the fire happened. So based on the little research I've done about this particular fire, it was human caused, okay? But don't think, you know, the obvious. Oh, somebody threw a cigarette or you know, left their campfire unattended. No, it was actually, from what I understand, was a car fire. Somebody's car caught on fire. They were on the side of the road, and some sparks, somehow the sparks got out into the nearby desert and ignited a very, very dry piece of desert. You can see the Four Peaks in the background, a pretty notorious mountain range. This fire burned all the way up to the base of those peaks, and from where I'm standing, that's a good 5 miles away. Burns all the way up to the what I would call the vegetation line, and they're saying that this fire has burned over 120,000 acres. Last I knew, it was still burning many miles from here off over the mountains in the background, but they do have about 90 or 95% containment on it, thank goodness. But it scorched a lot of land before that, and as you can see here, there's a highway kind of running through. That's Highway 87 there. Runs between the Scottsdale or Fountain Hills area of the Phoenix Valley and all the way up to Payson, Arizona. And anyway, you can see that a lot of damage was done. For sure, all the grass at the ground level, which is very important for erosion control, was damaged, but also a lot of these trees, the Palo Verde trees like the one right here in front of me, a lot of the cactuses, you can see the prickly pear cactuses, saguaros. These two right here in front of me actually look pretty decent. A lot of them around here are just charred all the way up. I've seen some barrel cactuses and yuccas over. You can see some yuccas right down there, kind of at the foot of that big tall saguaro there. Off to the right, you see some prickly pears. Who knows if any of those are going to come back at all. This one here looks like it might have a chance of surviving, but a lot of these plants are going to just have to start over. Now, this is a pretty popular recreation area, specifically for what they call OHV vehicles, off-highway vehicles, and my guess is that they're going to end up closing a lot of this off to those OHVs to let this landscape start to recover. So here's another look, a little more close up of some of the damage. And as you can see, all the grass like this that helps protect the desert floor from blowing away or washing away when we get our monsoon rains has all been burned up. So this summer we could probably expect to be in for a lot of dust storms, worse dust storms than normal. And when the rains come, it'll probably cause a lot of erosion and flooding around parts of the valley. But you can see a lot of the ash here from those yuccas right there. There's a barrel cactus, close up of a prickly pear, cholla, charred cholla, just devastating. So I'm sorry to share this kind of depressing report here with you from the desert. I wanted to go out and see it for myself, not expecting to see anything joyful at all. And All the reports have been confirmed. Like I said, over 120,000 acres, and just to kind of put that in perspective, I used to be a skier, and I know that one of the bigger ski areas in North America is Vail Ski Resort. Over 5,000 acres of skiable terrain there, and you multiply that by about 25 or 30, and that's the size of the burn here for this fire. Again, it goes from here, this spot where I'm at, clear on out to not only the base of the four peaks over there, but halfway up the mountainside there. So I guess the lesson is on this, please, 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 as Smokey the Bear says, you know, only you can prevent forest fires. This isn't a forest, it's a desert, although it is managed by the U.S. Forest Service. But it's extremely important to, especially when you visit dry parts of the country, to be very mindful of how fragile this land is, and how quick it can go up in flames, especially the desert. So on that depressing note, I'm going to go ahead and sign off, but just wanted to share what happens when fire gets out of control. Thanks for tuning in.